Let's cut through the noise. Yeah, women love confidence, kindness, emotional depth. All that wholesome stuff. It matters. But if we're being brutally honest, what really flips the switch fast? It's the weird stuff, the subtle psychological curveballs that sneak under her radar and trigger attraction before she even knows what's happening. These aren't things she'll brag to her friends about. Hell, half the time she won't even admit them to herself. But when a man does these 8 little things, her guard drops, her imagination runs wild, and her body reacts before her brain can catch up. So today, let's break down 9 weird primal behaviors that turn women on instantly. 9. You tease with playful disagreement. Here's a secret. Women get bored fast with guys who just nod along to everything they say. But when you playfully disagree, light sarcasm, a mock challenge, or a sly grin when you call her out, it sparks tension. Not hostile, not argumentative. Just enough to say, I'm not here to worship you, I'm here to play with you. Psychologists call this push-pull dynamics. You're giving her attention, then pulling it away, and her brain craves the resolution. That's why playful banter feels electric. It's not about the words, it's about the emotional roller coaster. And here's the kicker. When done right, it creates the same dopamine spikes as romantic tension. Translation? She's not just laughing, she's low-key attracted. 8. You say no without hesitation. Most guys are desperate to please. They say yes to everything. Drinks? Yes. Listening to her vent for 90 minutes while your dinner gets cold? Yes. But the man who calmly says no, without flinching, without anger, without explaining himself, that guy hits different. Why? Because boundaries are sexy. Boundaries scream self-respect. And self-respect is magnetic. Here's the psychology. When you say no, you're telling her you value your time and energy more than temporary approval. That doesn't push her away. It pulls her in. Because now, she has to earn your yes. She may roll her eyes. She may act annoyed. But deep down, her brain just highlighted you in neon as high value. 7. You smell like something specific. This one's sneaky. Scent doesn't go through logic. It bypasses the brain and goes straight into emotion and memory. And it's not just about expensive cologne. Sometimes, it's the scent of your clean shirt mixed with sweat after the gym. Or the soap you use that she can't quite place but keeps wanting to smell again. Science backs this up. A compound in male sweat called androstenone has been shown to subtly boost women's mood and focus, even if they don't know why. So if she steals your hoodie and never gives it back? That's not fashion. That's olfactory addiction. 6. You stay calm in chaos. Something goes wrong. A server spills your drink. Some guy bumps into you at the bar. Most dudes get rattled. You stay calm. Maybe even crack a smile. Here's why this works. Women are wired to seek safety, emotional and physical. And nothing screams safety like a man who stays grounded when the world gets messy. You're not passive. You're not overreacting. You're just centered. And that quiet strength makes her want to lean into you when things feel out of control. Think about it. If you can stay unshaken in the little storms, what does that say about you in the big ones? 5. Your hand placement, without touching. This one's psychological gold. It's not the touch that gets her, it's the anticipation. When your hand rests near hers, not touching, just near, her brain registers the possibility. That gap between almost and actual creates an erotic charge, a slow reach toward her lower back that never quite lands, a graze on her arm during a story that doesn't repeat. The absence becomes presence. Her mind fills in the gaps. Her body wants a repeat. And because it wasn't overt, she can't rationalize it away. 4. You smirk like you know something. This one's lethal. She's talking. You hold her gaze just a little too long. And then, boom, you smirk. Not a full smile, not a laugh. Just that I know something you don't grin. Her brain goes haywire. Did he just flirt? Is he picturing something? What is he picturing? You didn't say a word. but you just handed her imagination a loaded deck. And trust me, her imagination knows how to play. Mystery is irresistible, and a smirk is mystery in a single facial expression. 3. You treat her beauty casually. Most men freak out around beautiful women. They gush compliments, go awkwardly quiet, or overcompensate by acting alpha. You treat her beauty like it's normal. Like you've been here before. A glance, a half smile, maybe one low-key compliment. Then you change the subject. That's high-status behavior, because if you're not reacting like everyone else, it signals you must have options. And women don't just want beauty. They want a man other women want. Funny thing, she might complain about men not giving her enough attention, but the one guy who doesn't drool over her, he's the one she can't stop thinking about later. 2. You whisper instead of raising your voice. This one is straight-up underrated magic. When you lower your voice, not in pitch but in volume, she has to lean in. That forced closeness? It creates intimacy. Whispering also signals trust, secrets, seduction. And neurologically, whispered speech actually activates the same brain areas as touch. Meaning, she doesn't just hear you, she feels you. Picture this. You're in a loud space. Logically, you lean in and whisper something playful. She won't just remember the words. She'll remember how it felt when you said them. 1. You end the interaction first. You're mid-conversation. She's laughing, there's chemistry, and just when it's peaking, you end it. Hey, I've got to bounce. Let's catch up later. Why is this so powerful? Because of the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished moments stick in the brain more than finished ones. When you leave at the peak, she can't file it away. She replays it. She wonders what could have happened if you stayed. Scarcity, tension, desire, all created by a graceful exit. Here's the truth. You've probably already done some of these without realizing why they worked. That's because attraction isn't logical. It's primal, it's subtle, it's felt. And if you're ready to discover more of these hidden triggers, if you found this helpful, smash that like button, drop a comment sharing which one surprised you most, and subscribe for more dating psychology every week.